himself so.
Shakur Stevenson, again, he is a great talent. He's one of the best, if not the best, defensive fighter in the entire sport. But he needs to entertain. This is show business, Chip. As you know, at the end of the day, and I keep thinking back to those fights against Jeremiah Nakafila, Edwin De Los Santos. Those were some of the worst fights you've ever seen. And Shakur Stevenson, if he wants to fulfill his potential, he needs to do more here tonight, and he has vowed to do so.
Shakur Stevenson, the great defender against William Zepeda, the most prolific attacker in any weight class. Let's go to Michael Walker for the official introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome to Louis Armstrong Stadium here in Queens, New York, USA. And ring 3, an evening of World Championship professional boxing for your entertainment. And it's the first of our 2 main events. It's a doubleheader. Ladies and gentlemen, it's all brought to you by Ring Magazine, along with Oscar De La Hoya for Golden Boy Promotions, Eddie Hearn from Matchroom Boxing, Frank Warren for Queensbury Promotions, Spencer Brown with Gold Star Promotions, and Sella in collaboration with Box Raw. Our sponsors for tonight: the Public Investment Fund, Visit Saudi, Visit Carter, SRMG, and STC. Also, Dr. Sultan Al Habib Medical Group, Saudia, the national airline for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Jeddah Season, Chori, Milan Cola, Core Life, Dessert, NHC, Jocko, Sky, and ANB. This contest is sanctioned by the New York State Athletic Commission, along with the World Boxing Council. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring: Glenn Feldman, Mike Fitzgerald, and Kevin Morgan. And inside the ring, in charge of the action, AFL World Championship veteran referee Ricky Gonzalez. And now, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Lightweight Championship of the World. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white and gold, official weight 134.6 pounds. As a professional, a perfect record: 33 fights, 33 victories, including 27 victories by knockout. From San Mateo Atenco, Mexico, ranked #1 across the board by all the alphabets. The WBC interim world champion, the undefeated challenger, William Zepeda. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing orange and weighing in officially at 135 pounds. This Olympic silver medalist, now as a professional, has a perfect record consisting of 23 fights, 23 victories, including 11 wins by knockout. He's a 3-division, 3-time world champion from Newark, New Jersey, former featherweight world champion, former super featherweight world champion, the reigning, defending, undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world, Shakur Stevenson.
Las reglas en el camorino, usted hace todo el tiempo lo que es y todo el tiempo. La línea aquí está buena, está acá arriba. I gave you instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good clean fight. Protect yourself at all times. Obey my commands at all times. The line here is good, and you're going to pay the loop. Push them up.
Shakur Stevenson, ready now to try to prove his identity to a crowd that greets him very warmly. No problem for the defense. defensive fighter in gaining support in this arena tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim. Shakur Stevenson from nearby Newark, New Jersey, has a very good following there. And we're going to see if he can entertain right now against William Zepeda.
Southpaw against southpaw. Aggressive offensive southpaw Zepeda against brilliant defensive southpaw Shakur Stevenson.
Just a beautiful thinker in the way he processes boxing like nobody's business. And you know, look at him right now, boxing, being first, that's important to get off to a good start.
Another thing that's going to be important for Zepeda is going to the body early and often. That is the best way to slow down a fighter and boxer in Shakur Stevenson.
And it also helps to develop rhythm. And if a fighter like Zepeda is going to throw the kind of punch output he wants against a defender like Stevenson, he's going to have to develop rhythm in these early rounds in order to be able to do it. Zepeda pushing Stevenson back into the corner, throwing a combination of two. Stevenson with a wide-ranging left. Landed behind Zepeda's glove.
Right now, it just looks like, you know, Shakur is going to have to bite down. If he loses, he's going to have to bite down early. He ain't running. He's looking to take some out of Zepeda as well. But we figured this is going to be a tight fight.
So you're saying that Shakur has to accept the fight and accept that Zepeda is going to be aggressive.
Oh, yeah, you know this guy ain't backing up. You know he's going to have to put hands on him. And I think he's really controlling this first round. Even though Zepeda's putting the pressure on him, he got to be more effective when he does.
Body shot landed with the left hand for Zepeda. Shakur firing back.
Those are the clean shots right there that the judges are going to be looking for, the body shot. You know, every time Zepeda gets something off, look for Shakur to answer. That's a fighter that knows his way around the ring. He's looking good this first round.
Countering upstairs, coming off of Zepeda's body shots. Good move by Shakur Stevenson early.
And that's the beauty of boxing. When you get your back on the rope and the man right there, he made him miss twice. Now Zepeda is letting his hands go. Shakur is going to have to fight back.
Jim, earlier you mentioned the prolific copy-box activity for Zepeda. Shakur Stevenson, one of the best in the sport at slowing fights down and slowing down output.
Right now, he just got to breathe. You know what I mean? We don't want him to fight too hard because this is going to be a long night. You got to conserve your energy.
Is this a faster pace with
Very
more
fast
exchanges than Shakur wants in the course of the fight?
I don't know if he wants it or not, but it's tough to have the conditioning. See, a guy can take your conditioning if he make you fight fast like this.
Very competitive opening round. Zepeda is landing to the body.
He is. And it's been a long-time hallmark of Mexican fighters that they have the conditioning to keep the pace up over the course of 12 rounds. And Zepeda got off to a good start in round one. The instruction to Shakur, don't allow Zepeda to look as though he's in the fight. When a fighter is as gentle active as Zepeda is, it's pretty hard to present the impression that he's not at all in the fight.
It seems as if the trainer was dialed in on what he saw that first round. You know what I mean? Both of those guys did well. We talking about two undefeated world champions, bro. We're going to get this type of fight. It may not be any separation until it's separation. You feel me?
Stevenson willing to exchange here at the outset of round two. And logic tells you he's going to have to be willing to exchange for some portions of the fight.
Yeah, and there's just no other way to beat William Zepeda. Zepeda's going to keep coming forward with the pressure, and I think he's been overlooked. He's a 7-1 underdog. William Zepeda, I think, won the lot from those 22 rounds, the 10 and on.
I tell you what, William Zepeda energy looks good tonight. I believe Shakur will have to start landing some punches to hurt Zepeda, take something away from him. I think he does that to the body. Back him up. Just take some energy from him. He got to dig some shots to the body.
And Shakur Stevenson so far is standing his ground as he said he would. But we're going to see what kind of puncher Zepeda is.
Well, there's no question Zepeda is going to land body punches. He's determined to do it. And you see the right hand to the body right there. So, yeah, absolutely. The best antidote for Stevenson is to land body shots of his own.
Absolutely, Jim. And what I also like is the kind of punches Zepeda's landing to the body. You see that southpaw jab over and over to the midsection. There's no better weapon at the scorpion rhythm.
Good body shot.
Thudding sound at ringside.
This is a much better round for Zepeda than the first round. I gave the first round to Shakur, but he's having more effect this round. And I believe Shakur is abandoning the one punch that I think he can win this fight with, and that's that jab. He's looking to load up more so than jab his way through Zepeda. And he can be scoring with that jab as well.
How about uppercuts to take advantage of Zepeda's non-stop aggression?
But you can see here, Zepeda's, the numbers right now adding up for Zepeda. He's throwing more punches, and I believe Shakur was going to have to give himself some space. And like I said, use that jab.
Zepeda is letting those hands go. Flurries, jabs upstairs, jabs downstairs.
Good shot.
Good two-punch combination there.
Yeah, we got to watch both fighters, though. It's important in this fight that we see both fighters.
And Stevenson followed up the great round combination with a hard body shot to the left side of Zepeda's ribcage.
Great round. I'll give that round to Zepeda.
Very competitive round.
It's good. It's good. It's good, Tony.
No te abrumes, ¿ok?
Relax.
No te
Don't smother
abrumes.
yourself.
Escucha lo que te estamos
Listen
diciendo.
what we're
Tienes que
talking
estar
to
más
you.
cerradito.
You gotta close up
Eres
your defense.
inteligente, no le
Be
dejes ganarte de
intelligent.
frente con el
Don't
bajo.
let him win the
¿Estás
round.
escuchando?
You hear me?
Bien vivito, cerradito,
Lively,
tocadito,
lively. Close up on the inside.
tocadito, tocadito. ¿Estás escuchando?
Larissa Shields here tonight. The quote, getting attention from the crowd. Arguably the #1 woman fighter in the world.
And the biggest Shakur Stevenson fan.
GWOAT, greatest woman of all time.
That's her moniker, the growth.
She's not bashful. Round 3 of schedule 12. Shakur Stevenson backing into a corner. Is he doing Zepeda a favor by backing into a corner, Antonio?
Almost definitely, but like I said, that jab got to start working to give him some space. He got to double up, triple up, go to the body with it. You feel me? Don't forget what made you and what got you here. Good combination there.
There'll be times in the fight when it will become clear that while Zepeda wants to land, even more importantly, he wants to just keep throwing, keep occupying the court.
Good straight left by Shakur now. Now, you know, Shakur might be letting Zepeda spin himself. You gotta let these guys spin themselves a little bit, get that second wind.
Great right-hand body shot by Shakur Stevenson. Left-hand body shot by Zepeda. Both fighters landing consistently early on.
And full credit to Shakur. He's standing in there right now, and he's ripping some body shots of his own. Very entertaining fight.
This is a blistering pace for these two fighters.
He's definitely fighting right now and, you know, showing his heart. We like that. We always knew he had a championship heart. But now let's win this fight. Do the things that, you know, makes you a better fighter. I think that boxing does. And he can't sit there in the corner like that.
We mentioned it in the last fight between Cuello and Matias. Shakur Stevenson, that best punch has been the uppercut against the flat-footed, front-footed heavy Zepeda.
Well, right now, this is what the fans wanted, and Shakur Stevenson is giving the fans what they want. A hell of a fight right now.
Well, it takes two to tango. and it isn't just Shakur Stevenson that is giving them a hell of a fight. But of course, Zepeda's CompuBox numbers are enough in and of themselves to tell you that he's going to entertain almost all the time.
And what I meant by that is we know Shakur Stevenson can do something else other than just stand there flat-footed and fight. He has options.
Zepeda landed a left uppercut on Shakur's jaw.
And,
And another left.
He's hurt.
And a leg to the body. And Zepeda is getting off in round number 3.
hey, this what make great champions though, man. We're re-challenged.
And now Stevenson grinning as he joins the fight and comes back and moves Zepeda back across the ring. And a blistering left hand by Zepeda.
And really out there, all the noise with the shrinking rain and everything got to Shakur Stevenson.
And the crowd erupts for a brilliant round.
That was an incredible round. It's been an incredible night of fights. Zepeda rocked Shakur Stevenson with that right hand. And great response from Shakur to end the round. Some big power shots of his own.
Yeah, but he can't have his back to the ropes. As long as his back to the ropes, advantage Zepeda.
It's a great point, Antonio. If he's got his back to the ropes and they're trading power shots, advantage Zepeda.
Yes,
in the eyes of the judges.
And that's what happened. You know, he had been laying there getting comfortable, and Zepeda landed a big right hand. He didn't roll up either. It was a jab, actually. It looked like a power jab. That hurt him.
Stevenson looks up at the videotape of him being knocked off balance and flashes a grin as if to say, yeah, okay, he caught me that time.
But hey, this should be what Shakur Stevenson wants. He needs to face some adversity to show his greatness.
He needs to win to show his greatness, bro.
Well, he needs to generate some offense and show that he can be an exciting fighter and not just a great defender.
And we saw that. You know, he has the skill set, but again, he's been suffering with those hands, and I tell you, man, if you're not confident in your punch, it's going to be hard to deliver that knockout.
Jim, you and I talked about it. People in sports, people in boxing, far too quick to write fighters off. People wrote off William Zepeda because he didn't dominate Tevin Farmer, a quality fighter.
Tevin Farmer, not just a quality fighter, a tricky fighter. A fighter who can think with you in the ring. And Zepeda, from his background, may not face many guys who has that snapshot.
This is what I'm talking about. And I would love for Shakur to stay in the center of the ring, but this pressure that Zepeda's putting on him, bro, he's going to have to figure something out.
Well, as long as Shakur stands there and keeps his hands still, and Zepeda lands like that from time to time, again, advantage Zepeda in the eyes of the judges. This is his fight. This is not the kind of fight that Shakur Stevenson should have wanted early on.
Yeah, you know, Shakur is standing his ground, but I don't think it's all by choice. William Zepeda's fighting a hell of a fight. He's cutting off the ring, and the pressure is non-stop, just like Matias in the last fight.
Matias is a real shot. Two big shots by Shakur.
That's what he got to do. He got to stay ahead, bro. He got to get his back off the ropes. Like I said, the judges aren't going to like this, even when he had success.
And in the tradition of Mexico, Zepeda shows he's got a chin, as he took those two shots reasonably well, although they were big lands for Shakur Stevenson.
We're only in the fourth round. We still got a lot of work to do for both fighters. This fight is not over by a long shot.
And there's some classy counter-punching going on.
Good shot. You got to keep in mind, Shakur's landing as well.
He's getting better. He's finding more rhythm and finding more ways to bother
He
Zepeda.
can't stay there. He can't stay there. He got to go.
Antonio Tarver waving his hand frantically to try to get Shakur to leave the corner on his own.
Shakur fighting his way out of these corners. Great work with the right hook.
as long as he uses his legs and really keep his back off the ropes, I still only put
He took it into the corner. He had an advantage. He had it going, and then he backed into the corner again.
Best round of the fight for Zepeda.
El último pedazo del asalto. No le ha pegado ni un golpe en los brazos. No le ha dado ni un golpe en los brazos.
Our main event of the evening on what has been already a great night of fights here at the Joe Louis Tennis Center. There's Hamza Shiraz of Great Britain, who is fighting Edgar Berlanga. And the Berlanga is from Florida. He likes to say, New York is my town. New York is my city. So Shiraz, who is a tall counterpuncher with some pop, is the opponent tonight for Berlanga. And Berlanga is the fighter who, if you are only vaguely familiar with boxing, you may remember a couple of years ago hearing about somebody who had 16 consecutive first-round knockouts at the beginning of his career. That was a brilliant statistical introduction into the sport for Berlanga. He was also great matchmaking by Top Rank's matchmakers.
They're the best at it, and as the competition has stiffened, Berlanga's power has waned.
Well, they had to reach the end of the 16 fight when the first-round knockout streak continues. Body shots by Zepeda. Landing. Not backing up.
That's good work. That's good work. And here comes Shakur. But yeah, 30 seconds in the corner, not good work.
Shakur digging to the body with his right hand. So the punches landed so far. Stevenson with the advantage and landing at almost a 50% rate. Whereas Zepeda has already thrown more than 300 punches in the fight. So he's averaging a little bit under 100 punches per round.
Incredible pace, and if he can keep this up, the second half of this fight is going to be fascinating. Often these great thinkers like Shakur Stevenson better in the second half after they download, but the pressure fighters too prosper in the second half, don't they, Antonio?
Yeah, the pressure is effective, man. He's going to the body good. I think that's what I'm call. Shakur Stevenson is fighting well off the ropes, but Zepeda is fighting better when he has his back to the ropes, like this. You see Shakur landing some counter shots. But I just don't think the counters are enough with the offensive aggressiveness from Zepeda.
They're fighting in the corner right above our announce table and are doing so again at this moment. And as you look at them from close range here, you can see the comfort in both of their faces. Neither of them is surprised at how the fight is going. They expect it to be in a heated battle, and they are.
Very competitive, very close fight. Shakur definitely handling the pressure well. But like Antonio says, he's languishing on the ropes like this. He is not finding any success.
He's not doing himself any favors, but it's right there in the center of the ring, where I think even a little movement can be effective. He just got to get his back off the ropes, but he's in a hell of a fight right now. He could possibly see his championship slipping away.
Well, there's a tremendous uppercut by Shakur Stevenson that rocked Zepeda's head back, and Zepeda responds by firing another combination and landing a couple of shots.
That's another good counter from the ropes from Shakur. There's that constant work, constant body pressure that Zepeda is landing. I think Shakur going to have to land something big to change the dynamics of his fight.
Well, he's already landed a few big shots, but that hasn't changed the dynamic.
Well, block him, hurt him, do some significant damage.
That would help.
Of course.
Miro con el otro que está tirando. No, te está hablando con el otro.
Careful, Camarón. You can't just stay there straight. All right? You need to get small. And hit the arms, hit the arms, hit the shoulder, hit the arms, hit the shoulder.
That left hand was the most effective punch in that sequence.
And that's when you look Stephen Shakur Stevenson. Not one punch at a time, but 4 punch combinations, punch variety.
Most definitely, if he can do that, he probably can win a few of these rounds. But I believe his best game is in the center of the ring.
And Jim, we saw in the last fight that the judges favored the pressure and activity of Matias over the classical boxing of Alberto Cuello.
But of course, these are different judges. Not the same set of 3 people.
And Cuello's offense is nearly as not as effective as Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson landing serious shots when he do land. That's a good left hand by Zepeda.
And the big mass of fans, Mike, sitting in the seats here in the arena, they're always going to be likely to respond more to offensive aggression than to defensive counterpunching and defense.
Of course. And we're getting sprayed by sweat over here. These guys are trading leather. This has been a fantastic fight. And this is just a tremendous venue. You can really hear the noise in here, right?
2 minutes from the midway point of the fight. At which point we'll check in with Chris Max for his score up to this point. You had mentioned the judges earlier. Our unofficial judge is Chris. Chris Max, what do you see so far?
Well, Jim, I've got it 3 rounds to 2 in favor of Shakur Stevenson. I think you're seeing the very best of both these guys in this fight. The defense and accuracy of Shakur Stevenson, the output and pressure of William Zepeda. When Zepeda had Shakur pressed up against the ropes, he's effective in those stretches. That shoulder roll defense of Shakur is not getting the job done. But when Shakur can keep the fight in the middle of the ring, keep moving, that's when he's landing those clean shots. 3-2, Shakur Stevenson.
Great exchange by both fighters right here. They did.
But increasingly, as the fight progresses from round to round, the more effective shots, I feel, are being landed by Stevenson. He's getting to a point of greater selection. He is setting his shots up and landing things like that straight left hand right there, which could ultimately decide the fight. There's another big left hand by Shakur Stevenson.
This is the best round for Shakur right now, I think, because he's letting his hands go. Much more effective here in this 6th round.
Smiling and looking comfortable. Judges respond to that, too.
And that sneaky right hand jab that he's sticking with it downstairs every now and again.
Yeah, there's no question that Shakur Stevenson is landing the cleaner, harder shots in there.
They wanted Shakur to put his heart on the line. He's obliging the fans and all those people that said that he was just a runner. This guy can fight.
Sometimes it takes the right opponent to bring out the best in a superstar fighter. And Zepeda appears to be the perfect opposite number to bring Shakur to an even higher level of efficiency and control.
So many big fights coming up on the zone. Next week, a big doubleheader as well. WBC versus Daniel Dubois 2. Wembley Stadium, big one. Remember, you can buy that at thezone.com. And on the same day, Jesse Bam Rodriguez takes on the Manudi Cafu unification fight as well. So big fights all on the zone. Make sure you check the upcoming schedule for more big fights coming your way.
Zepeda's corner.
He's intelligent, man. He's also thinking what he can do with you.
Great work from both trainers, bro. You hear it in the translations between rounds. Both trainers are working hard tonight.
And the great interpreter, Jerry Olalia. Been doing it for decades.
Oh.
Pace slows slightly as round 7 begins. These are the 20 slowest seconds of the fight so far.
I only have a slow moment, Jim. Turkey Al-Sheikh told me before this fight that Alberto Cuello is going to get a crack at the winner of that November 22nd fight between Subriel Matias and Dalton Smith.
So, meaning that Cuello will have a chance to win back the title he lost tonight.
I think it's an important round. I think Shakur Stevenson is making a concerted effort to stay in the center of the ring. I haven't seen his back to the ropes not one time in this round.
Mike, I think it's justice that Cuellar gets a chance to win that title back, because that was an eyelash fight. Okay, very difficult to choose a winner in that one.
Yeah, that fight could have gone either way. And anytime you get more Subriel Matias fights, that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
And y'all missing it. Shakur Stevenson cooking right now, man. I like the way he boxing. I don't think so. He got to get out of that corner though. That's all Zepeda. That's all Zepeda. All he got to do is stay in the center of the ring and make this fight a much easier fight.
Well, sometimes you got to punch your way out of the corner.
There you come. See, it's those kind of shots right there, clean shots, that really entice the judges. Good combination by Zepeda.
Multi-punch combination.
And here comes Shakur. See, they're giving take right now.
We've certainly never seen Shakur Stevenson face a volume puncher like this, somebody that can rip 5- and 6-punch combinations.
The level of conditioning that we see in modern boxing is almost incomparable in relation to any other sport. The level of energy and output and commitment that it takes to keep fighting rounds like this, unbelievable, frankly.
They are the greatest athletes in the world, Jim.
Good enough hand by Shakur. He times Zepeda coming in.
Well, I don't know about the greatest, but they're the best conditioned athletes in the world.
When they train.
When they train.
You train for every single fight, right, Antonio?
I mean, we can discuss that, talk about it later. In the barn. Shakur let his hands go. Zepeda doing the same thing. Very close round. Great fight, though.
Anybody's hands slowing down?
Not that I see. Not that I can see.
I agree.
How do you feel? What I need is when he has his hands up, you gotta hit his punch. Hit his hands. Hit his hands. Hit his punches. That's what you gotta do. And another thing, you gotta get small, brother. Get small. Sit down on your punches. Now listen to me. Listen to me. Don't do crazy this. Keep working. Work the body. And hit the head. And again, that looping shot. Get your hands up.
Round 8 of a scheduled 12. Just to give you a statistical idea of what a close fight it is. In the 6th round, a round and a half to go, Shakur Stevenson was 25 of 43, and Zepeda was 24 of 81. And Shakur landed 17 of 28 power shots. So in other words, they're both doing what they want to do. Zepeda the volume, Shakur the precision, and they're landing at a high rate.
Good combination, 4-punch combination. And Zepeda right back.
You can see the technical advantages that Shakur Stevenson has. You can see the non-stop commitment and energy that Zepeda brings.
And the fact that Shakur Stevenson has changed the way he's approaching this fight right now. He don't have his back to the rope. He's in the center of the ring, and I think that's an adjustment that may allow him to hold on to his title. Good combination.
It's certainly been a tremendous clash of styles, Jim.
Tremendous. No question. Which was to be expected.
See, it's the little movement when you're in close in the center of the ring that Shakur Stevenson does. It can change the trajectory of those punches. And his defense, those punches aren't really being effective when you're catching on the arm and with the gloves.
And by the way, we've got another stark style contrast coming up in the last main event of the evening. Shiraz, the counterpuncher, against Berlanga, the straightforward attacker.
That's going to be another action fight in the night full of them.
All these fights have delivered tonight.
Brilliant night of boxing.
Good combination of center of the ring. Zepeda fought back with the right hand. He's pushing that shoulder too. They get real physical.
I just have a sense, from my perspective, that the gap between Shakur's technical advantages and Zepeda's nonstop energy is widening. And the more technically gifted fighter is finding more and more advantages as the rounds go on. Increasingly, it becomes Stevenson's fight. And just as I say that, Zepeda lands a solid left hand and backs Shakur into a corner.
Now this is the one that hurt him. Oh, you don't want to have his back to the corner like this. It's all Zepeda. The judges, big shot got in. Body shot got in. He got to get out of there.
Well, so much for what Lampley sees. Zepeda turns that around in a matter of seconds.
And I think those body shots had a major effect on Shakur.
A Stevenson flurry in the middle of the ring. And Zepeda coming back with a flurry of his own.
Great combination right there. And he didn't load up on any of those shots.
It's been this kind of a fight from the very beginning on a night of great fights in the Joe Louis Tennis Center in Queens.
All four of those punches landed. Beautiful combination by Zepeda.
On balance. Round 9 of a scheduled 12. Fast-paced fight. Kind of fight Zepeda would have told you he wanted. But what he didn't want was to be countered as effectively as he has been many times by Shakur Stevenson. Like that.
Good combination in the center of the ring. It looks good. That's sexy punching right there. You feel me? Really entice the judges. But again, as long as he keeps his back off the ropes, I think he's okay. Stevenson, yes.
Shakur Stevenson, definitely the flashier puncher, no doubt about that. But you have to respect that Zepeda never stops coming forward.
Right, good uppercut by Shakur. And another combination. Here comes Zepeda. He's getting that left hand in right there on the right side. Good jab by Zepeda. And another combination by Shakur. They're exchanging beautifully right now.
Well, one thing I've learned sitting at the ringside tonight, Shakur Stevenson is a heavier puncher than I thought he was. And that was a perfect example right there as he knocked Zepeda's head back with a straight left hand over the top.
Absolutely. Very precise puncher. Clean puncher.
Let's not forget that this man won a silver medalist. He was one fight away from being the gold medalist. You know, that would have been the second guy since Andre Ward. So, you know, he's done it on all levels.
Boxing, a thoroughly globalized sport now. You look at the number of countries that have vibrant and meaningful boxing cultures, probably more than at any other time in the history of the planet.
Oh, good combination.
I think Zepeda does well when you see what he did there. When he shoves him, makes it a physical fight.
Well, when he puts Shakur's back against the ropes or puts him into the corner, so that mobility and footwork aren't as big a factor as they are in the middle of the ring. That's what Zepeda has to avoid. There's a tremendous uppercut, knocks the sweat off of William Zepeda.
What's really impressed me, Jim, is that Shakur Stevenson doesn't need a whole lot of space to let those power shots go.
Great straight left hand. Stevenson looking comfortable again here in round 9.
Every time Shakur does something in the center of the ring, it looks like Zepeda does something on the ropes.
The nature of their games. But at the end of the day, class tells. And more as the rounds go by, it just appears that Shakur Stevenson is the classier, more well-rounded fighter.
More complete boxer, and you know, he's a more complete technical boxer, but this game sometimes is based on heart. And Zepeda has a lot of heart, and he's putting it on display tonight.
Stevenson highlights from the 9th round. Combination finished with the right hand.
I'd like to see him turn those knuckles over a little bit, but again, when you have brittle hands, that might be the reason why you can't really turn that knuckle over with the right hand.
Exchanges like that demonstrate Stevenson's advantage in hand speed and versatility.
And again, we got to take our hats off to Shakur. He's showing a chin tonight too, bro. He took some shots.
Round 10 of the schedule 12. Time running short for Zepeda to try to make something happen with volume and power.
Yeah, great exchange. There goes Shakur Stevenson answering back. I know Shakur want to move those legs, but those body shots that Zepeda been landing, those legs right now, don't look a lot energized. Don't look energized.
CompuBox numbers through 9 rounds, and you can see that Stevenson has landed 25 more power shots by CompuBox count, even though Zepeda has thrown 125 more power shots. So a higher percentage for Stevenson, more precise, more accurate.
Nice combination by Shakur Stevenson. Caught Zepeda walking in with his hands down. Another good exchange.
Even though Shakur Stevenson's doing the better work, William Zepeda's landing an awful lot of shots, and I think those are the kind of things that can impress judges.
Well, I don't think Zepeda's going to lose any fans tonight.
Oh,
no. He's fighting the way you want to see William Zepeda fight. He just doesn't have the kind of gifted skills that Shakur Stevenson has.
I think Shakur Stevenson also winning a lot of fans.
Most definitely. I tell you what, if this fight stays this close, and Shakur wins a close decision, it was the fact that he stayed up when Zepeda hit him. That could have been a 10-0 round and changed the whole dynamics of this fight.
You know, those big-time fights have really eluded Shakur, but this is the kind of performance that could probably entice some of those better matchups, right?
Against
Gervonta Davis, yes, he was just arrested. He's out there. Teofimo Lopez at 140 pounds. I think there's a few different big options.
With this type of performance, all those guys wouldn't mind stepping in the ring with Stevenson. His stock rising.
Stevenson ready to go to 140 pounds, Antonio?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not that close to his camp, and I don't know him that personally, but, you know, if he does, he just lift a little weights, get a little stronger. But this lightweight division is one of the best in the game right now with all the big names. And Zepeda's slowing down a little bit in this round. Just allowing Shakur to stay outside a little bit longer.
Well, so much for the notion held by many that Shakur Stevenson is only a great defender. He's showing tonight he is both an offensive and defensive fighter. Coming up, main event, Edgar Berlanga, straight ahead power puncher from Florida, who grew up in New York against Hamza Shiraz, Great Britain, a tall counter puncher with some punch. Another possibility for a terrific fight.
Yeah, I think the main event is really going to fight of the night. Two big punchers, two guys with a lot to prove.
out of him, so that's why he moved up.
You say he lost to Adonis.
I'm sorry, it was a draw, right?
He actually was given a draw.
Yes.
Although most ringside observers felt that that was the wrong decision, and in fact, Adonis should have gotten the win.
I stand corrected.
Well, it's only a technical correction. You saw the fight.
Right.
Round 11 of 12. On a night of fights that are going the distance, that are close, that are exciting. Matias's win fit that description. Nathan Morrell's one-point decision win fit that description.
Shakur did some good work on the ropes there. Another good one, too. And here comes Zepeda, let them hands go. Great round.
Shakur putting on a defensive clinic there, standing right in front of him, standing still, and not allowing him to land any meaningful punches there.
Yeah, that's the first punch, Jim, I can remember all fight.
Uh-oh, good work to the body by Shakur. Man, this guy's showing a lot of wrinkles tonight. He got a loaded bag.
I think he's separating himself here in the late going with a continued display of greater skills.
He's still going to have to keep his head on a swivel because this fight ain't over by a long shot. Zepeda's still looking for a big shot. Good up by Shakur.
And regardless of who wins, I would buy a ticket to see William Zepeda again.
Anytime.
Is he on the Gotti list, Jim?
He is on the Gotti list, yes. You can find that on Instagram at @TheJimLampley or whatever it is. I don't know. Thank you.
Another good combination by Shakur Stevenson in the middle of the ring. And as Jim alluded to, he's making Zepeda miss a lot more than he was in the earlier rounds.
Had both Amanda Serrano and Katie Taylor on the Gotti list, but now, after last night, I think I may remove them. I don't know. How about Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda? Or how about Subrel Matias and Isabella tonight?
Now they're going to go start going because I believe Shakur thinks he has his man where he wants him, but he don't want that running to kill a good performance tonight.
Well, he might think that he has a cushion on the scorecards.
That's what I was saying.
Because we're in round 11.
But you never want to do that. Oscar De La Hoya and Trinidad, we learned from that. Close the fight, finish the show.
Perfect example.
Great round. Nice left hand right over 2 block shots, and they come back with another combination.
The mark of a great defender is that he can stand still right in front of you and you still can't find him. Bernal Whitaker could do that. A few others over the years. Shakur Stevenson can stand right in front of William Zepeda over and over, and Zepeda can't find a way to land the damaging shot.
And again, they're both great defensive fighters. You mentioned Floyd, Sweet Pea Whitaker, and Shakur, but they also have an unlimited offensive package when they allow themselves to use it.
Yes, 100% correct. Floyd was a much better offensive fighter than he was given credit for.
Yes, he was.
Partially because he was such a great defender that people stereotyped him that way.
And Sweet Pea as well. When he needed a knockout, he got it.
Well, and Sweet Pea had a mean streak, too.
This is the running I don't think they appreciate from Shakur Stevenson.
Hispanics, how do you have it scored so far?
I've got it 107-102 in favor of Shakur Stevenson entering this final round. Look, this is a competitive fight. William Zepeda is having some moments, and his output is very Zepeda-esque. But I think the accuracy from Shakur Stevenson, especially in the power department, has been a big difference maker. 107-102 on my card.
And you've got Stevenson winning 6 of the last 7 rounds. So that's a full steam momentum for Shakur Stevenson coming down the stretch. This is how a defensive fighter controls a fight.
Most definitely, man. I think Zepeda needs something big, like that shot he landed in the second, or something to hurt Shakur Stevenson. to make these judges kind of lean toward us.
Well, he's a volume puncher. I don't think he's a real power puncher. And that is what's missing from Zepeda's game, is the finishing shot.
Yeah, something tells me the three judges scoring this fight don't see it quite as live.
But
That's often the case.
what I didn't expect is Shakur Stevenson to be landing power shots this aggressive in the 12th round. He's put on a heck of a show tonight.
No question. He's shown a lot of confidence. He has shown a lot of self-belief in there tonight.
And I believe that the online social media, y'all got in his ass, man. Y'all was telling him no Tom and Jerry, and he didn't bring that to the show tonight. And I appreciate it. Oh, good combination.
Now this has been Tom versus Tom.
No Jerry. And it's been a clean fight. We haven't seen the referee all night.
That's a great point. That's a tremendous point, Antonio. He has been a non-factor in there.
That's how we like it.
Fans love it. Absolutely.
Right, Jim, the best referees like the long snappers. We don't want to hear about it.
That's right.
Zepeda still throwing bombs.
Somewhere Mildred Taylor is saying, where was this referee when I was beating Julio Cesar Chavez? But that's beating a dead horse.
Good job.
Responding positively as they have all night to a great night of fights in Queens. And next up, a self-styled New Yorker, Edgar Berlanga, will be entering the ring.
Remember, big action tomorrow in the FIFA Club World Cup final from the MetLife Stadium, home of the New York Jets and the New York Giants. Chelsea, the Conference League champions, will take on the current Champions League winners, PSG, in a mouth-watering final. That is tomorrow, live on the Zone.
More interesting CompuBox numbers showing you what this fight has been like. Average per round through 10, Shakur was 25 of 48. Zepeda 24 of 84. In other words, Zepeda was having to throw 30 more punches per round to land the same number that Shakur was landing.
That's
kind of efficiency shows up.
Boxing efficiency from Shakur Stevenson.
100%. And he's not a powder puff puncher. He does have pop. You can see that.
I think from the hand injuries, he's still, suffering with that a little bit because he's not turning those punches over. A lot of times he's looping those shots, and that's to protect his hand. You know what I mean? Because if you crack him with the knuckle, it's a good chance your hand's going to be hurt. If they're brittle.
75% of our viewing audience believes that Stevenson has won the fight. Maybe the other 25% are Mexican or Mexican-American.
No, I think there's no question that Stevenson pulled out a fight, but I definitely think it was closer than that makes the scorecard.
First 6 rounds were close, no question. Then Stevenson began to let out the rope a little bit.
Yeah, that first couple rounds, I think Shakur really was determined not to run and really man up against Zepeda and show him that he can beat him at his own game. But he had to make an adjustment to win this fight. He had to get off those ropes and get in the center of the ring and land effective combinations.
He made that adjustment around round 4 or 5.
Yes, he
From
did.
that point forward, he rolled. And now let's go to the official decision with Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of non-stop action, we go to the scorecards. First score, 118 to 110. That's from Glenn Feldman. Mike Fitzgerald, 118 to 110. Kevin Morgan has it 119-109 to the winner by unanimous decision. The Fighting Pride of Newark, New Jersey, and still the undefeated WBC lightweight champion of the world, Shakur Stevenson.
Still champion, and unquestionably, in my mind, more respected man in the boxing world tonight, Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah, it was a great performance, man. He came in with a game plan, didn't let up. He proved to the world tonight that he's more than just a runner, more than just a boxer. He's a complete fighter. He can give you everything.
Over and over and over and made his point, just as Antonio said.
You have to give Shakur Stevenson all the credit in the world. He showed off his skills, he showed off his heart, his resilience, and he put on a hell of a fight.
A confident performance by Shakur Stevenson, and he holds on to his